next event, 2 out of 3 falls, 45-minute time limit for the Texas Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first from Germany, 270 pounds, the challenger, Karl Von Krupp. And across the ring, 222 pounds from Los Angeles, California, Texas Heavyweight Champion, Alberto Madril.
Up in the ring, and that's in ring number 1. Here on this particular night, we have 2 rings set up at the Sam Houston Coliseum. You have been introduced to the contestants. This battle, 2 out of 3 falls. It has a 45-minute time limit. The Texas heavyweight title is at stake, and this should be a tough test as far as Alberto Madril is concerned, and I might add, Madril is going to make it a tough test as far as the rugged German is concerned. That noise you heard first was not the bell. The noise you heard first was the clobbering given by Krupp to Alberto Madril. And Alberto now trying to cut the big German down to size, which may and could. It might be a tough job. Ever since he came from Germany has been it's hard to say that a claw hold is a thorn in somebody's side, but he has used it on people, on the head, on the arm. He has used it on the leg, and he has caused young Kevin Von Erich to undergo a knee operation by the use of the claw on the leg. And right now, he looks like he is about to make Alberto Madril an ex-champion of the state of Texas. So, Madril trying to gather his senses here, and believe me, the continued kicking in the head can sure make you worried about how you're going to start thinking and what you're going to do about not only winning a match, but just staying alive in that ring and to prevent further punishment. Oh, Alberto Madril with a tremendous clout into the face of Karl Von Krupp that time. But one clout surely brings about another. And Krupp is trying to measure Madril, and it didn't quite work out the way that Krupp was going to figure it. We've got a reverse toe hold, a bar toe hold, and Alberto Madril is applying it. Bar toe hold. Underneath, Krupp looks around, reaches around, searches for the spot to break this hold. It could be the face lock that he's applying now, but look at that look on his face. I'll tell you, he is a man who enjoys the upper hand, and he enjoys being able to control his opponent and to make things difficult for him. He's a tough customer. Bar to hold. Madril pours it to him. And he came around there looking for the opportunity to apply a headlock. It didn't work. And Madril, an opportunist, took care of the chance that time to snatch that standing leg split. Standing split for Alberto Madril, but as Von Krupp reaches for the rope, he has reached to catch onto it, and Madril's being told to break, but rather than break, he has dragged him back into the ring, and you see him applying the grip on that ankle again, turning it toward the outside. And the big boots of Karl Von Krupp come around here to try to get into a position to do something about it, to get him out of this problem. Five minutes have gone by as Von Krupp managed to make the bottom rope. Now there is no, there has been no fall yet. This is the first fall of a 2 out of 3 fall match, and the title is at stake. This Texas State heavyweight title. Alberto Madril now starts to work on the inside of the leg of Karl Von Krupp. Now those kicks are considered to be legal. Von Krupp taking over now on that sledgehammer cloud of his. The manner in which he lays it down there with a vengeance. We are trying to repair one of the rings that is taking in which the action is taking place here tonight at the Sam Houston Coliseum, and some of the pauses that have come in any words I should have added to the action are due to trying to be of some help and give some instruction in the work that is taking place even as the match goes on in ring number 2. So Von Krupp comes in, and Alberto Madril has not yet been able to come up off the cold concrete. Here you see Krupp coming around to try to not only drag him up, but he is racing him up the aisle in the direction of the retaining wall that surrounds the lower portion of the Sam Houston Coliseum. Actually surrounds the hockey rink. And Krupp has come in. Krupp is claiming the victory, but referee Bronco Lubitz has not given it to Von Krupp. He has not continued the count on Alberto Madril, and here comes Madril down the aisle right now. The fans are starting to applaud him as he comes away from there, but he may not be able to make it before the 20 count. And Von Krupp is trying to put a stopper to Madril. This figured to be a rough match. Von Krupp has his eyes on that title. He wants his hands on the belt, and he wants his feet all over Alberto Madril. Bronco Lubitz stepped out there to get both men back in the ring or to find a reason for stopping the match on the floor, and he's trying to separate both of these. And the fans now are, there's Madril's way of stopping it, and he has found the table. crowded the aisles here, and you can see them as they look up the aisle, looking where Alberto Madril has managed to plow the bald head of Baron Von Krupp into that same retaining wall, and Madril is getting this tremendous crowd here at the Sam Houston Coliseum in an uproar as he calls for their support, for their noise, and they give it to him without a question and beyond a doubt. Oh, how that clobbered. So Von Krupp is outside. Madril is ready, willing, and eager to get at him. And if Von Krupp steps into the ring, he faces problems from Alberto. Here's Madril looking for a high dive. High, and he hit. Oh, how he hit. Beautiful. All over this building as they scream and holler and dance and shout. And the win in the first fall. Madril takes the lead. He is the champion, and it's a good place to be. We'll be back here in a moment after we have this word from the studio. Up in the rings, ready to start the second fall. The bell rings, and Alberto Madril, full of confidence, full of action, full of willingness to move in, starts after Karl Von Krupp. And Von Krupp is trying to maneuver away, and The look on Von Krupp's face is priceless. He didn't land on his face, but it's where he landed that brought the look on his face. And Madril trying to pound home with emphasis exactly what he wants Von Krupp to remember. And he plowed right into that nose. Oh, God. So Von Krupp is down. Madril surveys him. He's a fall ahead. He can afford to look at him with a little bit of disdain. And the stomach claw. You can't see it. It is being applied with the right hand, digging right into the midsection of Alberto Madril as referee Branko Lubitsch fights to ask Madril whether he wants to give in. The German is driving home one of his best holds. He is the master, as he says, of the iron claw, and he is pouring it to the almost pinned form of Alberto Madril. You see Madril now fighting to escape, fighting to get some relief from the tension, and that's one way to do it. He hauled off with that fist. If he can just reach him, and if it doesn't hurt him too much, if it doesn't dig in there with the movements that he makes, right out of the claw, something that not very many people do. Alberto Madril over on the left of the screen, trying to recover, trying to get enough strength now to fight off what is bound to come. That is another effort by Karl Von Krupp to apply that same hold. And Karl Von Krupp digs in there. He's got the hold. He's got both hands in place. Madril is in trouble. He may be forced to give up this fall in order to stay in the match. And Madril is putting up a tremendous effort against the stomach claw of the German, and we could now see that hold broken again, but it's not yet broken. And Baron Karl Von Krupp pours it to him, and he is truly pouring it to him. The sweat running down from him into the body of Alberto Madril, and Madril trying everything he knows to force him to release that grip. He did it that time, and he did it again. So Alberto Madril has gotten out of the hold, but that's only part of it. He has escaped, but he's got to reverse, and he has got to clamp the pressure on Von Krupp. Oh, he hauled up there and drove that foot in. He drove it in solidly. Here again, Madril laying it home. Comes the grip on the stomach again, and Alberto Madril fights to maintain his equilibrium. He loses the battle. He is caught again in the stomach claw, and he has put up as valiant an effort as anyone I have ever seen to fight off the effects, the knotting effects in the stomach. Sometimes you feel this absolutely for days. Interferes with bodily functions, and Madril is sure to have trouble from it, and Alberto Madril got back to basics that time. He reached over there and bit Baron Von Krupp. He chomped on him. 5 minutes have gone by. Alberto on the right, trying to get a little movement in there, get the circulation going, trying to relieve some of those knots in the midsection so that he can stand up straight. And here comes Von Krupp to try it again. Karl Von Krupp, who will use that same stomach claw on Fritz von Erich on the night, on next Friday night in the Sam Houston Coliseum. Karl Von Krupp, the master of the claw, but Fritz von Erich is too a master of the claw hold, but he uses it on the head mainly. But here is Von Krupp on top. And Von Krupp, who could not take the fall with the claw, managed to take the fall with the top body press after coming in there with that hard body check. But Karl Von Krupp now is even as he lays out the form of the Texas champion Alberto Madril. Karl Von Krupp, who put the son of Fritz von Erich in the hospital for a knee operation, has right now proven to this huge crowd at the Sam Houston Coliseum that he can use that claw and that he can win falls with or without it. But we tell you that he is going to know the feel of the claw hold when Fritz von Erich faces him next Friday night here in the Sam Houston Coliseum. We'll be back here in a moment after this word. We ring the bell for the third fall in this battle between Baron Karl Von Krupp, the challenger, and the Texas State Heavyweight Champion, Alberto Madril. Madril is in much the worse shape at the moment, but he won the first fall, and he must recover from this to prove that he's the champion. You saw what happened. It was not the referee that patted Baron Von Krupp on the back. It was Alberto Madril who took advantage of one of the oldest tricks in wrestling and sometimes one of the most effective. And Von Krupp has been outsmarted by Alberto Madril. And Madril's going now for the wrap-up and the small package and couldn't make it. There was too much strength left in Baron Karl Von Krupp to hold him doubled up like that, and while the hold was extremely well applied, you can see that Alberto is still feeling the effects of the stomach claw, and Krupp come over that time with a grip right smack on the throat. He wasn't trying anything that could be called a claw hold. It was called a choke hold. And here is the grip on the trapezius muscles by the big German as he tries to shut off the flow of blood to the brain by pressure on the carotid artery, and we could have a fall right here, right now. We could have a sleep hold right here and right now. Notice where he's got that hold, right along the side of the neck. He bears down on it. When he puts it up against the higher up underneath the ear, he is searching for the flow of blood to the brain. But right now, he is trying to numb that right arm of Alberto Madril. And as Madril fights his way up to his feet, you have the picture of a guy who is really putting everything he's got into defending his title. But again, the strong hands of the European champion Karl Von Krupp. Next Friday night, when he faces the Iron Claw Fritz von Erich, is going to be a lot more settled than who owns the U.S. American heavyweight belt, with Fritz von Erich out to get even because his son was put in the hospital, with the entire effort of the of von Erich being directed to making Von Krupp pay. This is going to be a savage battle, and that's just the semifinal on next Friday night's card here at the Sam Houston Coliseum. And it will. The main event with Rocky Johnson and Nick Bockwinkel will be hard pressed to keep the show from being stolen from it, I'll tell you that. And Mr. Von Krupp will be hard pressed to keep his head on his shoulders when the Iron Claw is applied. I've seen Von Erich apply it to too many people, and I've seen the results of it, and I know what happens when he pours that pressure into that grip with his right hand. But right now, Alberto Madril knows what happens when Baron Von Krupp does it, and the fans are trying to root for Madril to come up off that canvas. Madril fighting now to make his way up to his feet. Listen to those fans. Listen to that uproar. Listen to that tremendous noise behind us as Madril starts fighting, waving those elbows of his and trying to find tender territory. I don't think there's a tender spot on that big German, but I'll tell you one thing. There are parts of them that can be made tender eventually. Back after the same area. Back in there to pour the pressure on where he has poured it before. So Von Krupp is wearing down Alberto Madril, wearing him down with the power of that hand of his, wearing him down with the placement of that hold, and look at Madril. Looks like he's calling on all his muscles, saying, come on, let's get together. All work together. Get me up out of here. And that's exactly what he's doing, whether he realizes it or not. 5 minutes have gone by, and this the third fall, the deciding fall of this battle. And Alberto Madril lays it in there. And now Madril finally gets what he's looking for. A chance to stretch everything at once without being gripped by Karl Von Krupp. And you see him plowing it home. That diving headfirst tackle of his. Tough spot for Madril. This is a bad spot for Madril, and you see Von Krupp making the most of it. Wait, he's got his foot on the rope. And the ball is going to Von Krupp, and Von Krupp had his foot on the rope. He was had all of his weight balanced on Madril, and listen to the tremendous uproar of these fans. The hot, noisy protest of the fans as they try to tell Bronco Lubitsch what happened. But the new champion, the new Texas champion, the man exhibiting the belt, is the man who will go after the U.S. American title here next Friday night against Fritz von Erich. And here, that's David von Erich. David von Erich trying to show these fans have never seen David von Erich before. He has not wrestled here tonight. And he is coming to Alberto Madril's support. He is trying to point out what has happened. And the belt has been given to Baron Karl Von Krupp. Fans standing up, screaming. And the decision has been reversed. And David von Erich has brought it about. And David von Erich, without wrestling a minute in this ring, has suddenly become the most popular individual in the place. He has brought the information into Bronco Lubitsch. He has given these fans a tremendous thrill, and the decision has been reversed. Alberto Madril, still the champion of Texas. The reverse decision in his favor. There it is. Well, I'll tell you, David's father may get even with Baron Von Krupp next Friday night, but I think one thing, David got even with him tonight. We'll be back here in a moment after we have this word from the studio.